Hello, and welcome to We Got a podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z, from Earth to Namek to Sadala. We cover it all. My name is Randy.
And I'm Doug.
And I'm the Supreme Lord of the 5 of the 8, whatever, Ken.
How many?
We're the world's strongest under the heavens trio de dangers, here every other week to talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. This episode, we're going to be reviewing the final 3 episodes of the wedding dress arc of Dragon Ball. But first, I've got to check in with my buddies by asking Doug, what's new?
Yo, man, you ready for this week's haul? Should I go into it?
Yeah, dude.
All right, first off, let's start it off with SH Figure Arts, the Fighter of Rage, the new Super Saiyan Goku with like his blue gi still intact, not half taken off. There's one with his half gi taken off, but this is the full one. One of the newer ones. Tamashii Nations finally has articulation down, packed really well. So I'm really happy about that. That's why I bought 3 of them. I pre-ordered them. I didn't take them from anyone else. If you pre-order them, they make that many. Anyway, next up, in the Ichiban Kuji land, we got this amazing beauty from Toyotaro himself. Toyotaro and one of the more famous figure sculptors have joined together to make this amazing homage to, I guess audio listeners, to Gohan and Goku doing the father-son Kamehameha against Cell, except now it's Beast Gohan and UI Goku doing it. It's really impressive. This hasn't happened in the manga at all, right? Like, we're not anywhere near this. This is just an homage.
Yeah, they have not fought together in those forms yet.
Right, and obviously Gohan's arm is like battered like it is in the Cell arc. But yeah, this is really cool. Can't wait to open this. There'll be a video of that sometime soon, hopefully. But the big thing I'm really excited about that I got recently. Oh my god, it's really heavy actually. It's this. It's all of Dragon Ball, all the manga, 42 volumes, the 40th anniversary set that has all different mangaka from all around the cosmos, Japan, I guess. They drew their own cover of Dragon Ball for each one of these. I'm trying to pull one out here just so you guys can see. It's a lot smaller of a box than I imagine. I just guess that's how small tankobon really are, right, compared to regular manga. But still, I haven't opened them out of the sleeve yet or whatever. But there's you can see the spine art right there. It's all for different mangaka right there. It's so awesome. I'm not really well versed in manga or art styles and who's who. I can that's Naruto. I think that's a Naruto artist. That's the One Piece artist. But I can't wait to deep dive into all these and just give it the appreciation it really deserves. It's really cool. But yeah, all 42 volumes are here in this box, and it's amazing. I got it from I'm not even gonna give them a plug because they are horrible. But I got it from a site, and it took not only take forever to get here, but I was so scared about what this heavy box would cost me and shipping charges to get it here. I pre-ordered this back before tariffs hit, right? So it was going to cost me $30 to ship it. And then of course the tariffs hit and they're like, yeah, we're going to need another $100 extra dollars. So I was like, God, okay, fine. Did that. And then I was anticipating more, another price hike, but luckily no. One day it just showed up. I'm like, what's this heavy box? I didn't order anything heavy. And then boom, here it was all the manga. So I'm a happy camper, guys. What do you think?
Good job. I'm excited. And the other one, the Toyotaro one, I assume he's just down there in his own basement whittling away, and he's like, all right, I got 4,000 more of these to make, and he's just carving up some some resin.
Yeah. This is actually, I'm going to give you a quick little history about it, is that you can only get this from the V-Jump magazine. You had to literally buy a V-Jump in Japan. You had to take out the little post-it note that's in there, put in your Japanese home address, and then submit it, I think with money, maybe you pay later, but whatever, $75. And that's the only way to get this. So this is a Japan exclusive figure. You can't, a V-Jump exclusive. They've done that with the SH Figure Art sometimes. It's the same deal, same difficulty to get it there. So importing it is the only way to go. And so, yeah, I'll show you guys how to do that in an upcoming short or video. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a full YouTube video about it, but yeah, it'll be out there sometime soon.
Nice. That'll be big time helpful to the sickos like you.
Yeah, we're sickos.
Nice. Okay, Ken, what is new with you?
Speaking of sickos, in the past I have said, I'm not a fan of anime, but there are anime that I like. So keep that in mind with everything that I'm about to go forward with, okay? I finished JoJo Part 6. Incredible. For those who don't know, that is the end of the Joestar saga with Dio and everything that began in Part 1 culminates in Part 6. It's beautiful. Everything builds on itself. It's such a perfect ending, especially in the anime, because they're not just making callbacks to stuff that happened in the story, but they're making callbacks to how the anime handled things as well, which is awesome. So now the next step is Steel Ball Run, of which it's a new universe. There is only one episode out because they did one episode in March and they're like, we'll get to the rest of it later. And now there's new episodes starting in September, and then they're going to probably take another break and then come back. It sucks. It sucks when you let Netflix handle your anime situation because it gets all out of sorts. But I'm looking forward to starting that, starting fresh, new universe, new lore. I don't have to worry about remembering stuff from the past, even though that was never really an issue. But have you guys watched any JoJo, read any JoJo?
So I've watched through part 4, and I've been meaning to watch 5 and 6 for a long time, and I just have not sat down to make it happen.
I've always wanted to, but I don't know where to start.
You start at part 1, episode 1.
Okay. Is that on Netflix? I feel like Netflix automatically jumps you into like season 3 for whatever reason. Like they with Black Mirror, like Black Mirror, they give you like, here's this. I'm like, no. Where's the actual beginning?
No, because Netflix, I don't think started production on it like as a partner until part 6.
Right. So do you have it on a Plex?
I think Randy's got part 5.
No, I've got 1 through 6.
Oh, he does.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
He's got
Randy's
it all.
got it. Yeah.
Great.
So, yes, start
no
episode
excuse.
1. And, the excuse is that you just don't want to. You could do that too.
No, I've always wanted to.
Well, I finished that. That was awesome. What has also started is the new Ghost in the Shell anime, which is a more or less direct adaptation of the original manga. But I have such a hard time following along with the show. And in fairness, I had a hard time following along with Standalone Complex because the way that they just throw stuff at you, information, and they just like, hey, this is the world, this is what's happening. And they throw so many terms around. So to help me with that, I bought the manga. This is the complete collection of the manga.
Whoa,
I do
really?
believe that this is a quote-unquote censored, but more, you think of it more as revised. Shiro Masamune, the original artist, he kind of like, I guess, changed his vision of what he wanted to do. So there is some like slight alterations to it. But anyways, this is the complete manga collection. It is like 800 some odd pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to watch any more anime until I catch up on the manga. And then I'm going to read that chapter in the manga first, so that I can enjoy the anime knowing what's going on. Because I'm tired.
Right.
Like, it was so bad I had to switch to the dub. And then I'm like, well, I don't really want to do that. So I want to keep watching in Japanese, but it's too much. It's too many subtitles. Like, if you thought Ava was bad with characters talking over each other, this is way, 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 way worse.
Really?
Subtitle-wise.
Dang.
And so now that I've caught up with JoJo, I am on an OVA journey where I am now going to go through my Plex and any show that is 13 episodes or less, I will be watching.
Nice.
And I'm going to start in alphabetical order of what I have now, which is like 80 TT Bats or something. It's some all-girl pilot squadrons. I don't know. I'm going to watch a lot of trash doing this. So I don't know. But anything
like
is
Gunbuster girls.
Doug, you shut your whore mouth. Gunbuster's great. But I am going to start with that and then just keep going. So currently I'm watching Record of Lodos War, which I started on a lark. But by the time this episode comes out, I will have finished that. I only have 5 episodes left. I love it. It's not a great story, nor is the execution very good, but I find it comfy as hell, and I like the characters, and I like the music, and I like the intro. The intro is a banger. Like, oh man, it's so good. So anyways, that's my OVA journey. You're going to hear me over the next several episodes until I burn out on doing this, and I just give up anime altogether. Who knows? I'm going to be talking about
You're gonna
series.
have watched a million anime and be like, I'm not really an anime fan.
Yeah, maybe.
Still.
I'm going to be talking about the shows that I'm watching on here, unless I find one that I think Randy and Doug should watch, and then maybe we'll do a one-off where I make them watch it and we just talk about, these will be short OVAs. But for the most part, I'm going to just be watching a lot of stuff, and I expect a lot of it to be bad. But I'm looking forward to the bad anime, because a lot of them are classically bad, and I would like to be able to speak to them. But that's my journey.
Yeah. You'll have a lot of good stuff in those bad ones. And also, then the bad ones will help you appreciate the good ones even more. So,
Yeah, that's the hope. That's the hope.
Like Gunbuster.
right. So,
yeah, Randy.
when you finish doing your alphabetical OVA situation, Ken, I really think that you would enjoy sitting down and watching Revolutionary Girl Utena. It's longer than 13. It's like 39 and a movie, but I
See,
think
that's such a big commitment, and there are other longer series I would want to watch. Like I've never seen Kill la Kill all the way through. I watched one episode. And I'm like, this is too horny for me, and
that's saying something.
I stopped watching it. But there are other series I would like to go back and watch. But noted.
Sure. I will let you know that if you wanted to help break it up and you are capable of this, there are multiple arcs so that you could do the first arc. That's only 13 episodes. And then it's 11 and then it's 9 and then it's 6 and you're done. So you could just do like, all right, I'm going to do one. I'll take a little break. I'll come back later. Depends on how your brain works. Some people, it's like, no, if I start, I got to go all the way to the end.
I tried doing something like that back in the day. When I was going to visit Japan, that got canceled. But when I was going to visit Japan, I was going to also visit like Studio Parrot, whatever made Naruto, that studio. So I'm like, I don't want to just appreciate the museum for just Naruto. So let me see what else they produced. Started watching that, and like everything was just like meh or bad. It was just like,
you didn't get through Yu Yu Hakusho?
Did they do that? I didn't. I probably didn't get there. I think I was going through like the shorter series because I only had like a few months to get to the trip happened.
Sure.
I think Black Butler was also one of the ones that they made, and I just could not get into that. I was like, this is really popular. I might like it. I was like, oh no. I think there's like a specific fan base for this kind of
In my
series.
mind, PRO is not an all-star studio. It's Toei, it's Science Saru, Bones, Madhouse, those kind of ones. And yeah, PRO, they got Naruto, they did Yu Yu Hakusho. I think they do Bleach as well.
Maybe. But it was just really interesting to try and do that. Like what you're doing, Ken, it's like watching a bunch of anime. It was a really cool time in my life. And I wish I could do it again without falling asleep on episode 2 of any anime I watch now.
Hey, man, you watched all of Gunbuster and you hated it. So that's something.
I don't know how I did that.
You watched it in one go. I was watching you
in one sitting.
Like, man, look at him go. Randy, what have you been up to?
All right. Well, I haven't been up to it, but I do want to bring it up that 2 days from when we were recording now is going to be the release of Sparking Zero Super Limit Breaking Neo, the DLC expansion to Sparking Zero. So I am pretty hyped. So a lot of cool stuff. 30 some new characters, 4 new stages. We got new story mode added stuff. We got a whole new game mode where you can go train characters up. Like, it's going to be wild and fun, and I can't wait. We finally get Kid Goku in his correct outfit. Rather than the little, like, this is from Super Broly, where you see a little bit of a thing and his shoes are the wrong color and he's wearing an undershirt. Like, no, can't do that.
Is this the game with all the cool what ifs? Or is that
there are what ifs in here. And Sparking has always been known for those. It's so weird. In the base story, there is a wild what if character that is like a huge deal. And he's in the game. He's got a full moveset. He is not available to play. It's only like you can fight against him in the story mode. It's like, just give us this. And I don't want to spoil it for people if you don't know about it because it's super rad. But whatever. This is going to be cool. A lot of neat stuff that's going to be there. And yeah, I'm excited.
And that is what we will be covering on our next episode. So let's go ahead and say that up front.
All right.
Randy will be playing it. And surprise, I'll be playing it too.
Hey.
What could go wrong? I'm afraid to ask.
Opinions will fly.
We'll see how that goes because I'm a lover and Ken, he actually has taste. So we'll see how that all...
You had it right there. You're a lover and he's a fighter.
Fighters.
No, I wanted to make a joke at my expense that like, this is going to be garbage and I'll be shoveling it in my mouth and I'll love it. But
delicious garbage.
Exactly. Now, I know that Doug and I got to experience this. I wanted to bring it up. There was the 30th anniversary Evangelion theatrical showings of things.
Oh, yeah.
And we both went to go see that. So
we did.
I had a good time. I went to both nights. So night number 1 was Death and Rebirth, and then night number 2 was End of Evangelion. Doug, did you do both, or did you just do End?
No, I just did End because my friend and I had literally just finished watching the TV series, and the Death and Rebirth is like just a kind of a condensed version of the TV series, right?
Death is the recap, and Rebirth is what they had done of End of Evangelion at the time that they were supposed to show it. And they're like, come back in a few months, we'll finish the whole movie then. So it ends when the mass production Evas show up. And it's like, oh no, we're going to have to deal with these. And a new song plays and credits, and it's like, it's done. So
gotcha.
Death is 2 things. It is a character-focused recap. So it starts with like all the characters sitting down for like a rehearsal. And it's what Rei sits down, and then it's like, here's Rei's story in Eva. And then Asuka sits down, here's Asuka's story in Eva. And it goes through each of the children, including Kaoru, I think. But then this is also where the director's cut footage sources from, right? And then, so that got put into the director's cut episode. So you really don't need to watch Death. If you're ever just like, I want to watch End of Eva, and I don't want to watch the series in one go again, then absolutely watch Death. I think, when we reviewed End of Eva for the podcast, we also reviewed Death. We kind of touched on it. And Randy and I both kind of walked away from it being like, oh, this is better than we were expecting. Because I had never seen it, and I think Randy hadn't seen it in a long time, just because of the format of it. It was an interesting way to recap something. So
that's cool. Okay, so it's not just like here's what happened.
Right.
It's different. Now, Ken, you should really speak for yourself, because I listened back to that episode the morning before I went to go see it, because I'm like, I'm going to go to the Death and Rebirth. This is going to be a good time. And I sat down to listen to that episode from 2 years ago, and it starts, I didn't like it. This is bad. And I'm like, oh no. And then I went to go see it, and I went with my friend Mitch, and he had also listened to the podcast. And after it was over, he turned and he's like, so did you like it this time? And I went, nope, still don't like it.
At least you're consistent.
We both remembered you liking it, though.
I mean, I probably liked it growing up, but seeing it again, I'm like, it's so disjointed and not good. And I just...
Wow.
Yeah, it's not... It's a refresher. And it's not something I can even fathom why they put in theaters. Like, I don't think it's of that caliber. But I think it's fine. It's a good way just as a refresher.
Yeah, the difference in number of people in those theater seats between the 2 nights is pretty indicative. Like for me, Death and Rebirth, there was maybe a dozen people, and then End of Evangelion, packed house, like all seats taken up. So.
Dude, what an experience that was for me, though, because my friend had never seen End of Eva. She'd never seen Eva at all. I was like taking her through everything. I had first shown her the first 2 rebuilds to like get her into it. And now that I knew she was into it, I'm like, yeah, watch the TV series. We watched the last couple episodes together. Her reactions are so awesome and genuine. Like, she's very like outspoken about her reactions. It's harder for her to keep it inside. So it was just a pleasure to watch it with her. And then so going to go take her to the End of Eva movie, I was like ready for everything. Like as soon as we sat down, we're just kind of talking amongst ourselves, and we kind of gave away to the people around us that this is her first time watching it. And just as I expected, everyone was just so happy and excited and just like welcoming and like, this is your first time. This is great. Oh my God, you're going to love it. And all this kind of stuff. And I was like, to everyone, I'm like, if she reacts, just please understand. And they're like, totally cool. And I even told my friend, I'm sure people would love if I heard a stranger in the crowd, like, gasp or whatever during moments, that would make my showing better too. So I'm like, please do it. But she still didn't. She still restrained herself. There was one moment where like Gendo reaches into Rei, where she audibly was like, no. And everyone just like laughed. It was so great. It was just what I wanted. My whole idea was to like get her reactions to some stuff. I wore like my meta glasses that I like never wear. I never wear them, guys. Trust me, I'm not that guy. But I was like, this is perfect for this moment. I can just like enjoy the movie, not disturb anyone, and like record her reactions. You can't see Jack in the footage that I got, so it's just a waste. And like, but it was still a really, really cool experience to meet other Ava fans too. Like, she's so used to being with her husband that doesn't. She tried watching it with him, and he totally didn't care for Ava at all. So it's like she walked into a theater where everyone's like super into it, and it was just an awesome, awesome experience.
Nice. I was very insular. Like, it was just me and Mitch, and I'm like, I don't want to acknowledge any other people here. But also, like, my entire theater was people clearly younger than me, which, like, very cool that Evangelion still has such a cultural hold that, like, even though it might have come out long before your time of being alive, you're like, yeah, man, I gotta go see this in theaters. And it was just great to be there in that sort of situation of like being around everybody sort of enjoying this together.
There was a guy that ruined the mid-credits fake out, though, that I was so upset about that. As soon as the credits rolled, I was turning to my friend like, well, what do you think? And the guy next to her is like, don't worry, there's more to come. And she's like, oh, thank God. I'm like, no, you took that away from me of seeing her in pain. I'm just like, that's it.
What a good friend. What a good friend you are. Even though I did the same thing in high school to a buddy of mine. He hated the way the TV series ended. I'm like, guess what, buddy? There's a movie. And then, we got to the end of that first half where the credits rolled. And I'm like, and that's it. What'd you think?
That's it. Like, you can't get that experience, like, really ever. Like, to meet someone who hasn't seen Ava and then to see this movie in theaters. And my theater, the end, when the actual true end came on, the theater turned the lights on like a minute too early. So it didn't have the impact I was looking for. Was it perfectly timed for you, Randy? Did the lights come on as soon as the end popped up?
They were after the, Ken has a button for this. I feel disgusting line. So it was, after that. So
no, yeah, I wish, like, because Ken Rocket was talking about how like the experience of watching in theaters and the lights coming on. So I was like waiting for that moment of just the end and then lights. But my friend was even confused, like, the lights, why are they on right now? And then it cuts.
They messed up.
Yeah,
Dang.
They messed up.
That's a bummer. Well,
still good times.
Still a good time. Still a good movie. Still just wow, what an experience. I love that stuff. And you know what other stuff I love? I love watching Dragon Ball episodes, guys, and that's what we're here to do. To talk about what we watched. Last time we did the first 2 episodes of the 5-episode wedding dress arc, and then here we are back again. We're going to cover the last 3, and let's get into it. We had a little timeline here of kind of like when things were happening in terms of when the manga was coming out versus when the episodes were coming out. So, as a refresher, we have here on April 4th, 89, we had chapter 218 of the manga, the final Kikoho, which that doesn't tell you what that is. That is Tenshin Han's. Yeah, Ken's got it down. He knows exactly how that hand is supposed to look. Make sure to turn the effects layer on, though, unlike in Kai. That's very important to do. His final gasp attack against Nappa. And then the day after that, April 5th, we have episode 151, thanks to Chi-Chi's bridal training, over there on Fuji TV. And then the next week,
I was going to say a lot of dichotomy there, what you're watching.
Yeah, big time. Just a big tone whiplash. Then we've got on April 11th, that next week, we have chapter 219, 3 hours. That is, of course, let's wait for Kakarot to show up. And
who's this Goku you're talking about? Is that Kakarot?
Yeah. It's so wild to hear Ryo Horikawa say Goku in that line, because he hardly ever calls him by that name.
Like 3 times max, yeah.
Yeah. Mm. So then the next day, April 12th, we had episode 152, Hurry Goku, the mysterious mountain of the 5 elements. And then, week after that, we had chapter 220, A Faint Light. And I believe that is just Goku is getting closer or something like that. So then we had April 19th, the next day, Dragon Ball episode 153, Mount Frypan Burns, an instant do-or-die journey. And then that was the end of regular Dragon Ball. And then, of course, a week later, Z comes on and we just continue rolling. But if you were watching in the US, this would have been debuting on November 25th, 26th, and then December 1st, 2003. None of us were watching it on Toonami. But if you guys out there were, shout out in the comments. How was that? Were you talking with your friends about this? Were you on the edge of your seat to see how this whole wedding dress arc thing wraps up? I don't know. People watch things at different times and have different experiences, and it's always fun to hear. Doug, do you think you're ready to give a quick little what happened in these 3 episodes? Like what happened in our first episode we did, episode 151?
30 seconds or less this time?
Yeah, man.
Goku, Chi-Chi going off an adventure to try and find a way to put out the fire from Ox King's temple. They come across Samurai. They come across Charizard. They come across what do they do after that? Oh, but I think before that they went up to a mountain where no women are allowed. Then they get some beeswax, and then they go up to the fry pan. They go up to the actual. They see the hot tall woman and she lifts a pan, and they seal the fire from going up to the Ox King's place, and then they get married, and then we're done.
Wonderful. Fantastic. Couldn't have done it better myself. That's for sure. All right. So, temperature check. How are we feeling about this now that it's done and all of that? How it all wrapped up? Our journey with Goku and Chi-Chi. Ken, how did you feel about these?
I liked them when I watched them. And then the more I thought about it, the more I love them.
Whoa.
I think that this is still ultimately skippable. These 5 episodes are not essential. But I think they are so wonderfully early Dragon Ball that, again, the send-off before we get to Raditz. And I think, like, let's say if you're watching this show and you're going through and you're like, I just want to say, I want to kiss goodbye Dragon Ball in the right way. Like, again, in the manga, we're just going... There's no jump, right? It's just, hey, we beat Piccolo, and then the next week we go to this next thing. But in the anime, we're changing the title, so a lot of the score is going to start to change. Themes are going to change. And so to use this moment to say goodbye to the magic of Dragon Ball, and then the way that this does it, and these episodes are doing something Chekhov would be proud, right? Daima could never.
Never.
These episodes are doing something that even the most recent Dragon Ball series couldn't do, right? And I think that's just wonderful. And I had again, I liked it in the moment, but then the more I think about it, the more I love it, and the more I could wholeheartedly recommend these to anyone to watch. I would not suggest skipping these, even though they are perfectly skippable.
Very fair. I feel somewhat similarly in that I liked them. I don't. It doesn't go any higher. Doesn't go any lower. I'm like, it was fine. I don't know if I love it as a finale, especially how the last episode goes, but it was fine. And I had a good time, and I'm glad that I revisited these. Doug, how did you feel about it?
I feel the opposite of Ken, where I like them viewing. If I think about it more, I think I'll hate them more. But during watching them is nice. The last episode itself, Ken's like getting ready to do some work to change minds. The last episode was really nice how everything came together. But man, the coming together of everything to get there just was nothing. Nothing.
That's fair. Okay. Well then, let's talk about all of them in depth. So we have our first episode, 151, thanks to Chi-Chi's bridal training. So this one opens up with, all right, we know that we've got to go over to this mountain here. This is where we're going to find the Basho-sen, our banana palm fan, and everything's going to go smoothly from here. But as they arrive to the mountain, whoosh, we have a huge blizzard, sends Goku and Chi-Chi flying away from the mountain down to a quaint little country house with an old woman. Now, before we get to talk about that old woman, is there anything about that opening moment?
You said that's how the episode opens, and I would argue no. The episode opens by grabbing you by the shoulder and slapping you in the face with Uchiyama, because unfortunately this is an Uchiyama episode through and through.
I'm okay with that, with the art style that we have for OG Dragon Ball. I think it works pretty good, and there are certainly some good moments of good animation, like later on when we have the woman get blown by the fan against the tree. I'm like, I like that. That's some smooth motion.
Yeah,
and I dig that.
I do like that Kinton does a somersault, which, as you know from Journey to the West, is the somersault cloud. So I thought that was wonderful. Let's talk about this mountain, guys. So we'll find out that this is the No Women Allowed mountain.
Right.
There's something very strange about the design of this mountain.
Yeah.
Where in the top of it is a different color than the rest of it. And if you think about it in probably ways that weren't intended, is this like a chode?
Is that a turtle coming out of its shell?
That's, that's where my mind's going.
I mean, why are women not allowed? What is the...
Yeah.
That's so lame that's the joke. Like, it's not even like delivered well. It's like, this mountain's just no women allowed mountain. And it just serves as a plot point too, where Goku has to go alone up the mountain.
Yeah, and I don't even know if that necessarily is the kind of humor or plot that Journey to the West would go for. So I don't even know if that's obviously I think so much of this is steeped in Journey to the West and such, or Chinese myth. I don't know if the mountain is one of those things, but could be like just a general folklore thing that like whenever a blizzard comes by, you know how people used to be,
right?
Man.
Right.
And it's like,
yeah,
woman, you did this, like it could just be that.
It's a strange thing, and it's like, do we ever get an answer for like why is it a different color at the top? Because when they go to it, it's just a regular blizzardy mountain. There's no strange thing. We're barely there, I feel. So it's like, what was the point of having this specific design?
I don't know.
I think Ken might be right. I think it was purely just to be like, it's a penis, and women aren't allowed on penises, even though like they should super be allowed. I think that's the whole point. But
it should be only women allowed mountain.
All right, so this old lady.
Right. So there's an old woman that is there at not really the foot of the mountain, because it's a ways off. They got blown a decent way, and introduces herself, and Goku and Chi-Chi understand that her name is Octagon. And then they're like, oh, so this has to be part of the stepping stone to like getting to where that
was the hint that Baba gave them, right? It's like something to do with Octagon.
Right. Which we've had multiple episodes. Like we had Octagon Village, and then we had the lake that Goku pulled the drain plug from. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, we got that whole thing. So it's like, oh, okay, this lady must be this whole thing. And then she, reveals like, why are you calling me Octagon? It's like, well, you said that was your name. And she's like, no, it's teeth all gone, old woman, which I was like, okay, so was there anything specifically in this whole thing for figuring out the Japanese pun? And really it just comes down to, it's how you say these two different things. And
it sounds similar.
Yes. Pretty much the exact same if I'm looking here and reading it correctly. So Octagon would be Hakakuke, which is, an octagon. But her name is Hakake Basan. So that is just...
old lady.
Yeah, well, our Ha is tooth. And then our... Kake is the absence of, or lack of something, and then Basan being like old woman. So it is
dub do anything creative with it?
She just says that her name is that's not her name, and the reason why they heard it that way is because she's all gums.
See, but the joke strangely 1-to-1 translates almost. Of Octagon. All teeth gone.
All teeth gone.
Like, why did they need to go with something that, like, you could deliver that to sound alike?
Yeah, that's very fair.
Yeah, I don't know.
The thing that bothers me is that her whole design, her like hat, I think, and like her house, everything has this symbol on it, which is the kana, which is for 8. But that's not what her name is, and she was not born with the name Toothless Old Woman. So why does all of her branding have a
It's just a
in
gag,
it?
yeah.
It's not a
joke.
gag. It's the divination, dude. This is every step of the way was Baba's divination, setting off a course of events that would have to lead Goku and Chi-Chi down a certain path to save Gyumao. And this is just part of it. Yeah, like, this lady, everything's got to do with 8. Like, to me, this is why the more I think about it, the more I like it, is that it's like, this feels very folksy to me. Not necessarily even like Chinese folklore, but it could have been like
fairy-tale-ish.
Fairy tale, a story a bedtime story of like how these things keep recurring, and it's all this adventure these characters are going on. And so if you think about it that way, I really, really, really like it.
Yeah, and I know what you mean by the whole folklore thing, and how once we get to Z, it's going to like kind of shift from that. And I was thinking about that earlier, and like how we start to lose a lot of that during maybe like Piccolo stuff, maybe even like towards Tao Pai Pai, the whimsical stuff of Dragon Ball. And so it is nice to get this back a little more. It just kind of feels like, I don't know, just not done well. That's my only issue. Did you guys notice that the woman that voices the All Teeth Gone is the same voice actor for Meowth in Japanese?
Really? No,
Wow.
I'm not familiar.
No,
Eyecatch.
I made that up. I don't know. It sounds similar.
Okay, well,
She had the raspy voice like, that's right.
all right. Well, now that we've been tricked, I can never believe anything. Doug.
Let me ask you: Did Goku have Nyoibo in this episode?
I'm trying to remember
did he?
seeing it on his back, and I don't.
I don't want to spend
supposed
too much
to,
on
right?
it because when we get to the next
Okay.
episode, he suddenly has Nyoibo. Oh, it felt sudden to me, and I'm like, wait a second, where did he get that? Because I know in this episode he's got this bomb ass wolf pelt that he's wearing,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
and you never see that in those Goku fit rankings.
I was
No.
wondering, if there was a Kakarot or any video game that they as an alternate outfit.
We got to revisit that Goku's drip and include the wolf
The
hide.
wolf pelt.
That's S.
Yeah. Yeah, that's S tier. Absolutely. So this old woman, she explains the whole deal with the mountain, that it can't have women on there. Otherwise, this blizzard starts kicking up. And so then it's like, okay, well, Goku says, well, I'm going to have to go on my own. So he dons his wolf pelt and takes off on Kintoon. And meanwhile, Chi-Chi is going to hang back. And this old woman's like, hey, you know what? If you want to be a good wife, you should learn something. So how about you clean my house? Like, oh, good, great.
I remember this episode, and it's almost gotten me wondering, have I ever seen this? Because I remember this being a much more sexist idea, but it's really just this old lady scamming Chi-Chi to get her
Yeah.
to clean her house.
Right.
Yeah.
It still is playing with her gender norms of Chi-Chi's gender norms ideal of what a wife should be to do it. But yeah.
Right, because she asks, like, oh, is he a good husband? And she's like, absolutely. And it's like, well, are you a good wife? And it's like, well, I want to be the best. Like, okay,
I want to be
well,
the best. Like no one ever was.
I think it's something across all of these episodes is they are already treating Goku and Chi-Chi as husband and wife, even though
Right.
they have not had the marriage ceremony yet.
Right. Close enough, right?
But yeah, just let it go.
Yeah.
these episodes feel like a lot of time has passed, like days. But I think this is all supposed to happen on the same day. Otherwise, Gyu Mao has not slept. He's just
we'll
running
get there.
around like,
We'll get
oh
there,
no.
buddy.
Yeah, it's, oof.
I wonder
Anyway.
like if this is misleading to people watching this series, like, oh, is this just going to be the Goku and Chi-Chi show from now on? Like they're married, so they're going to do everything together?
it'd be definitely a different show if that was how it went. So Goku goes off to head up the mountain and see what he can do, because they are told that the snow here is so cold it can melt or it can freeze fire. So it's like, I don't even need that stupid fan. If I can bring this to Fry Pan Mountain, we're set, man. It's gonna be great. So he's gonna go and do that, but there's some other people there, and we get to see the Pilaf gang one final time, and it's just nice to see them, guys.
Oh yeah.
And
I guess this is the final time.
And did you notice the, I guess, throw forward to the Broly movie of when Goku is face pressed against the glass?
yeah.
So it's not his first time. This is
Yeah, that was good.
We get some stuff here where it's just like the robots are failing because of the cold. None of their weapons are working because of the cold. And it's like they just keep using it over. This part got a little tired. But then Goku is like, hold on. And he recognizes that Mai is a girl. And he's never pat her down. So that's character growth.
Yes.
totally character growth. Thank God. We don't have SA Goku on here.
yeah, especially now that he's of age. It's not as not as innocent anymore.
I think it was pretty cool actually how the Pilaf gang kept using their like rockets, and the rocket wouldn't reach Goku because the fire on it propelling it died out. And then they would use a flamethrower, but the flamethrower turned to ice and then just like wouldn't make it all the way. But then they kept using it and actually became like a actual projectile, like the icicles, like hitting Goku. Goku has to start dodging them. I thought that was pretty cool.
And we do get the part where Goku, he picks up the rocket, right? And he like pretends like he's going to throw it at them.
Yeah. Just kidding, guys. Don't worry. I wouldn't murder you.
A little bit of an emotional terrorist, that there, young Goku, which I like.
He's still playful.
Anyway, we get Mai, what happens where she gets
Pilaf
removed from the mountain?
Pilaf like rolls
After
her
Goku
off.
tells him like it's a blizzard because of this chick, Goku's words, and so Pilaf just kicks her down the mountain. I want to test something out, Mai. Go stand next to that ledge, and then just shoves her down.
Yeah. So it's like, the whole idea of this mountain is sexist and it's stupid. But it's funny seeing Pilaf do that to Mai and then later Mai coming back. So worth it? I'd say so.
Yeah.
Oh no, maybe it's not sexist. It's that the mountain is doing everything it can to cool itself off, to jump in the pool per se, because he sees women and it's like, oh, I'm about to erupt, but then he cools himself down with the ice. I don't know. We can move on.
Alrighty. So Goku is collecting some snow into a big old snowball, and he's like, all right, now I just got to carry this, and I'm going to go get Chi-Chi on the way. There's one weird thing, because I did watch this both in Japanese and then also the English dub. And I just had the, Japanese subtitles on at the bottom so I could just really compare the two. Like every time in the Japanese one, Goku is thinking like, hold on there, Gyumao, Ox King, we're going to come save you. But in the dub, every time it's just, hang in there, Chi-Chi, I'll be right there. And I'm like, she's fine. Like she's just chilling. For all you know, she's just laying down reading a book, but it's like, I gotta go get her. She's in, something's happening. Like, no, I don't know why you're worried about her. You gotta be worried about your father-in-law.
Did they even watch the series to know? Sometimes I wonder if I might have enjoyed this more dubbed. Like this feels more like a dub appropriate mini arc. I don't know. I didn't though, but I thought about it.
You can always go back. Ken is
my first watch. My first watch was of this dubbed. I don't think I've ever seen this in Japanese, actually, so it's a whole new experience in that way.
I don't know. I have no desire to watch this in English.
Maybe I'd just like Chi-Chi's English dub voice. I don't know. I like the Japanese one too. I just don't know.
The biggest detractor for me watching it dubbed is like, I really don't like it.
Really?
Is it Cynthia Kranz?
Maybe my memory is bad. I don't know.
She's, and from what we've seen, because the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, Chi-Chi will be playable in Sparking Zero DLC, and Cynthia Kranz's Chi-Chi is especially rough because she's doing a super rendition of Chi-Chi for what is supposed to be a much younger character, and it is not good.
Yikes.
No. So while Chi-Chi is doing all these chores, she's cleaning up the house, she's washing dishes, she's all done, and the old woman is like, all right, cool. Well, now you can do the garden. It's like, oh, where's the garden? The entire woods. Like, I own all of this. So if you could just go get the dustpan.
Did we jump over that this lady is tending to these bees?
I was about to get
I forgot about that plot point entirely.
But yeah, in her house, she's got her whole beekeeping situation. And
she's definitely beekeeping age.
So Chi-Chi is like, all right, I guess I got to start doing this. She's got to go this whole long way. Well, she had to go. That was for getting water and things like that. But anyway, she's going to go sweep up in the forest, and that the dustpan and everything is out there. So she goes out there. She's like, all right, cool, I got this. And then, one of the bees gets loose and tries to swat it away. And like, oh, wait a minute. This is the Basho-sen we've been looking for.
It's kind of a funny way to bring it. I like that.
Yeah, and I like that I think a lot about modern Dragon Ball and how long would they have drawn out her not knowing that was the Basho-sen in Super. We would have had a whole episode of the hijinks that these characters are getting into, not knowing that it's the Basho-sen, but right away she figures it out.
Wasn't it like the Noibo was used as a drying rack in Daima? It was just sitting
laundry
there.
pole.
And Randy and I didn't notice it.
No, Doug. It was you and I didn't notice it. Randy got it right away, but you and I,
sorry, Randy,
because that show has such bad direction, we couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, what are we looking at here? What's shining? Oh, that's the.
It's very, very funny how these two old people, both Kame Sennin and the not Octagon Woman, using these magical items as just everyday things, be it like a laundry pole or, a pan holder or a dustpan. Like nobody knows what anything is in this universe. They're like, I found this thing, I'm going to use it. It washed up on shore.
And I'm sorry, a real quick tangent. And I know for some behind the scenes here, we're recording an hour later than we usually do. So I'm going to make this real quick. But I recently went back and listened back to our early Daima reviews. And I just want to say, for the record, I was right about that show from the very beginning, and everyone should listen to me more often. All right, we can get back to Dragon Ball.
Ken's opinions are always the right opinions, except for movie 6.
Glad that we took 30 seconds to do that. Ken, you're so smart, and we all love you.
Oh, we could continue this praise, please.
My friend really loved after watching Ava, we would put on our podcast to like hear like explain things, and she really loved your guys' like intellect. Whatever, we can go past that, but yeah, it was great.
Yeah, glaze us some more. Anyway, so now Goku arrives. The snow melted. He's left the mountain. It's no longer cold, so it's nothing. He can't do. This is not going to work.
It all melted. What an idiot.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If it's so cold, it should have lasted longer. But, he's also flying at a high velocity. It's going to break apart. Anyway, doesn't matter because now it turns out Chi-Chi already has the Basho Sen. So we can just go on. But then, oops, the Pilaf gang is back. And Shu managed to get a hold of it. And it's really great because then they just like, oh, it's not because he's going to cut it. Like, oh, if you don't do what we say, we're going to cut this and it's not going to be important to you. It's like, oh, you should. It's powerful. You should give it a try. And swats it, and like everybody goes flying, and Shu is just terrified of the new power that he has, and just drops it, and we never see them ever again until GT.
And that's it.
Wow.
Yeah. So he Team Rockets them away. They fly off into the horizon. Shu panics and leaves, and that's it.
So the old lady gives them some honey. And says like, oh, this may be useful someday. And I am so broken down and damaged and traumatized from Daima that I'm not even thinking that this could ever be used again. I'm just like, okay, well, that was a weird thing. She gave him some honey and we'll keep going on.
We got 2 episodes. They're going to use it for their wedding cake or whatever. The honey on the side.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, it will come to pay off later, which was good.
So they arrive back at the castle. Goku, and I wasn't expecting them to get back there so fast and we're trying to use this right away. I thought that was going to be like a next episode thing. So Goku swings it, still can't put that fire out, and then the episode ends.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about this episode before we roll on into the next one?
No, after we watched these, I was like, man, we should have done 3 and 2, but I knew that so much of the last set would have been set up, and then we set up discussion that last one would have gone even longer. So, but yeah, it should have been a batch of 3 and then 2,
and then the last 2. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Either way, Ox King is waiting a long time.
Yeah, and several times in my notes, I just put like, we're checking back in on Ox King. Like, okay.
Yep.
Fact that they're checking in often just to keep you reminding you that he's there in fire, just like running around. It made me wish that there was some kind of like folklore out there where an ox ran away from flames for 30 years and still survived. Like if there was like an homage to that, I'd be down with that.
Hey,
like
Doug,
this plot. But
you just made it. You just invented it.
Dang it.
A wise man once said, the story. Yeah. So there it is. We got it. So episode 152, Hurry Goku, the mysterious mountain of the 5 elements. So now we got more mountains we got to worry about. Oh, boy.
And we also have to worry about, that's right, Studio Live.
Ooh.
Ebisawa, baby.
Ebisawa, and I don't know if Kano is part of the team by this point, but it's funny watching this and then thinking ahead to Z, in which Ebisawa also next to lasts that show.
Oh, wow. Huh.
It's rough. It's like rough before you get like the good animation team on the last episode, but you have to suffer Ebisawa one last time.
One last time.
No Kano in here. For key animation, we only have 2. We have Yukio Ebisawa and Hiroshi Takeuchi. And then, animation supervisor Ebisawa. So just 2 people.
Too bad. It still felt Dragon Ball to me.
Yeah.
Yes, and I thought the direction was really good this episode, and I thought that the way the lighting was really good. Whereas Ebisawa was very flat, not a whole lot of shading. In this one, like right off the bat, there's like shading on Goku's face as they're looking at the fire. So yeah, you're looking at broken characters in the way that they appear, but everything else around that lifts it up and supports it from this being like a trash episode. Whereas I would say the second to last of Z is, but this is not.
I think it's weird how just the knowing that this is Dragon Ball and not Z somehow makes all of the weird shots of characters by the studio. I'm kind of like, you know what? That's charming. And I like it. And I think it works. So
it's really not until we get to the Yamamuroification of Dragon Ball Z. So like once we start to get out of Frieza and Super Saiyan begins to have a defined look, and then you see like Ebisawa and Uchiyama are not following the guidebook on how to draw these characters anymore. Then yeah. So until you get to that point, they're not so bad.
Yeah. So this episode kind of starts right off where the last one ended. We are trying to get this Banana Palm fan to do its thing and put these fires out, but it's not doing it. And then it's
stoking it.
It's stoking it. That's right. Baba, the fortune-telling crone, shows up, try to tell them, stop doing it. It's not working. And it's just actually making it worse. So you're going to need to go somewhere else. That's right. This whole thing.
Goku is starting to get an edge on him, too. Where he's
right.
like getting pissed off about this. And then we'll see him do something in the next episode that's also pretty unbelievable. Well, I don't know. He's going to slap anyone, but yeah.
I mean, he's annoyed that he's sitting here in filler land, and he's like, I want to get going. We keep doing this.
My brother's waiting for me.
So we are going to be sent to the Mountain of Five Elements. And
on the other side of the world.
The other side of the world.
Other side of the world. This poor
which is also
king.
It's just so far. Thankfully, we have Kintoon for all of this. And I wanted to bring up the Mountain of Five Elements is the place where Sun Wukong in Journey to the West was imprisoned for 500 years in that story.
So I believe this is the same story where there are these 5 pillars and Wukong pisses on one of them, only to realize that these 5 pillars are actually Buddha's fingers. And then Buddha, clamps down on them. And then it'll be the priest then who is the one who frees Goku or Wukong from this.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It's a wild story, which I have not read, but one of these days before I die, maybe we'll find out. We're running out of time.
Yeah, whoa.
Sorry, getting too
Randy's getting an edge on him.
So what's interesting is that then we have this whole explanation of like, okay, over there at the Mountain of Five Elements is an entrance to the next world or the afterlife. And that you've got to go through this path and then you'll get down there. And it's so strange that at this point in the manga, we are, like we said, the final Kikoho, 3 hours, that we have an explanation for the afterlife and everything already. But we're going to reinvent it here just a few months short before we get there in the anime.
All right, let's hear from Toyotaro, okay? All right, guys. So if you look at the way that this gate is drawn, it is very clearly drawing inspiration from Enma's kind of station where he does his stamping, right? Visually, they were already looking at Enma's whole situation and applying it here, right? It's very visually similar. So the idea is that the souls go through this gate on their way, and then that's how they get to Enma's.
Aha.
All right. Thank you,
and
Toyotaro.
They ride the steam upwards. Thanks you.
Toyotaro.
Yeah. Ken channeling Toyotaro as he does. He's got a hotline right to him.
Yeah. Dude.
What color is that phone that goes straight to him? You know, like Batman has like the red phone or whatever.
That's a trick question. It's 2 colors.
Whoa.
Purple and blue.
Well, white and gold.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
What color is the phone? Okay, so we have that whole thing going on, and now we are in this crazy winding path where we're being attacked by ghost samurai.
They look dope. Where's that figure arts?
They look pretty dope. Yeah, as Samurai go, yeah.
And I thought that whole section of him like fighting and you know dashing away, like this is all drawn really well. I like this. This is good stuff, you two.
Great visuals here. Just the way everything, the designs, of course, you know, they maybe didn't design these characters, but the way that just everything is set up, it and the background team is on point in this as well.
Yeah.
It's just really good stuff.
I like the whole bit of like Chi-Chi and Goku like jumping over this ravine, even though at this point Goku should be able to fly, but whatever. Forget that out of your mind. It's still like a nice like grounded Dragon Ball. Like we got to get over this like easy obstacle, and then Chi-Chi messes up, but Goku catches her just in the time. with like the spikes below.
We get my favorite cutaway back to the Gyumo situation because Baba is here now. And Baba's like oddly invested in this whole thing, I think.
Yeah.
Roshi's her brother and Roshi taught Gyumo. So I guess there is a loose connection there. But she's like strangely into what's going on here. And she's explaining things to Gyumo. And she says, that's the situation. So if you die, die in peace.
Yeah, she's got a megaphone just shouting at him.
Yeah.
It's good. I liked that. You know, if we had more Baba like that, I think that'd be fun. But she just randomly shows up like twice. Like, oh, okay. Like in the Z material. So
yeah.
So in this realm, Kinton can't reach them. So they have to leap over this giant chasm. Like Doug said, Chi-Chi misses and Goku has to catch her. Then because these bats like alter her jump or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a whole part where Goku's fighting the spirits. He yells Shimata. And then the colors like go like, again, blue and purple. And then the episode breaks. And I just love the way that again, Goku's got an edge to him. And then the way that what's going on with like the colors changing like that before we break. There is something about this episode that even Ebisawa can't get in the way of.
Wow.
It overcomes all of those things that's working against it. So Goku also gets hurt by these arrows that they're firing, so he gets like a slash through his leg. He also got cut on his cheek. And then Chi-Chi kind of falls down. It looks like she just drops down like 2 feet onto like a separate path. But she sees an entirely different thing. She's like, oh, we got to go over there. There's like a paradise thing. That's what we got to do. And then there's a huge Charizard-looking dragon coming out of nowhere. And then Goku realizes like, wait, the cut on my cheek is gone and everything. He's like, it's all an illusion.
But I like how the anime like plays like what's going in Goku's mind like a couple times, so it feels like he's not getting it for a while, but it's flashing back in his head like, wait a second.
Yeah, and then
wait a second.
Goku says, use your mind's eye to see your mind's eye. And the writers of these episodes, I didn't look at who they were, but they were so locked into Goku's God training, I think, and like really pushing him in this sagely way that really we won't see him really step into this until like the Boo arc, in which he does kind of become more of this type of character. But it's just interesting to see that little preview of where I guess they thought Goku was going. And not that this stands in the way of anything that we'll see in Dragon Ball Z. I mean, we do get like Goku inexplicably being able to read minds and whatnot. Yeah. But it's an interesting choice that they make.
Right. So for script writing here, we had, of course, the usual Takao Koyama, who is the big script writer for the series, but we also had Katsuyuki Sumisawa, and like he's also done a ton of Dragon Ball stuff. So like not anything different, but like they're clearly locked into using these things.
Sumisawa, I believe, is who wrote like all of Garlic Jr. And so that name sounds very familiar, and I do believe we kept praising that person over and over and over and over.
Because those were episodes. What that was like 108 or something through like 118 or something like that.
I think it was here we go. Kami and Popo running forever.
Yeah,
just like
Sumisawa credited for screenplay for Z episodes 108 to 116. So there we go, right there.
Wow. See, Doug, Japanese names.
How do you guys do it?
Chi-Chi blindly trusts Goku and goes along with him on this illusion plan. Goku backwards Kamehamehas through the dragon's mouth. And then we hear this narration, our first living visitors to the furnace.
Ooh.
Right, because previously they were like, this is a gate to the other world, so clearly that means that you'd have to die and all of that. It's very interesting. On the flight out to this mountain in who is it? Is Baba explaining things? And it's very cool to show like Goku and Chi-Chi flying through as we hear the conversation they had leading up to this, which then ends with Baba being like, "What? Wait, no, you can't just leave right now." It's like they're already gone. Just sort of explaining that. The dub for it is odd. Like they spend more time talking about how it's the gate to the other world that, for spirits, and Goku's just confused, like, well, what's that? And it's like, oh, you have to die to go through that. So it's like, oh, so we're going to die? And it's like, this does not come up at all. I don't know why we're going on this whole thing of like, you're going to die to go through these. Like, okay, this is strange.
The voice goes, the Super Saiyan.
So we make it to the furnace, and it's Grandpa Gohan, which I had no memory of.
I forgot too.
He's dead, but he's got a part-time job here. And he is working the furnace.
Thought about it, it's not offensive to have him here. It doesn't really ruin, even though we do get a mention of him relatively sooner when Goku realizes he was the Uzaru the entire time. I don't think it really affects anything, right? It doesn't ruin it, right? That he comes up again. This is the first time seeing like adult Goku.
I think it enhances it because knowing yes, this is adult Goku, so him getting to see his fully grown son, and then also, or grandson, and then him happening upon this at the end of Dragon Ball. This isn't just any episode. This is the end of a series before we move to Z.
Right.
And I don't know if at this point, we would have to ask Mike. I'm sure he has all sorts of documentation on this over at kanzenshuu.com. But when did they start saying hey, the next series is going to have a Z on it? Well, I don't know when that happened. Did they know that Dragon Ball is switching over to a new name by this point? Surely, right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. They would have had to.
Well, I meant the general public, but yes, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the studio.
No.
Yeah.
Gohan's inclusion here might also help just the general public remember who Gohan is. If they didn't catch the early part of Dragon Ball and just catching the later half when Goku's an adult or even a little earlier, they don't really know who Gohan is. So that when he's brought up, when Roshi's like, "Oh, you bumped your head when you were living with this old guy," people's like, "Who's this old guy?" But if they just watch this, they're like, "Oh, this is obviously his caretaker when he was younger."
It does add an extra shade to our Gohan having that name, knowing that Chi-Chi got to meet him and that they had this big moment together at a pivotal origin point in their marriage. And then yes, it colors in a little bit more about Gohan.
It's a more hand-holdy. Of course, people don't need this. If you read the manga, you don't have this and you still get it and you appreciate it.
Yeah.
But at the anime, of course, they wanted to do a little more hand-holdy. So that's totally why.
I would just say, yeah, it's purely additive.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. So now that Gohan is there and he explains all right, well, I'm the overseer. I'm a watchman for the person who actually runs this. And we get introduced to the real person, who is this person named Anin. And I was like, okay, again, I have not read Journey to the West, so I have to look some things up. And it was tough. Searching Anin, I'm like, okay, clearly I don't think this was an actual character in Journey to the West because every Google search I'm finding is just Dragon Ball related. But I did find a post by the ever useful Herms back in 2010, who is responding to somebody asking about this sort of thing, and says that Anin's official title, Taijoro-kun, is taken from the Taoist founder Lao Zhai's name after he was made into a god. He appeared under this name in Journey of the West and tries to kill the Monkey King, Sun Wukong, by putting him into his magical furnace. The whole incident with Anin and her furnace seems to be a takeoff of this. So, all right, cool, because they're, it's the supreme elder furnace master, whatever it was. Okay, that is the Taijoro title that she is given. So okay, so we're taking this and we're making a hot lady character out of it rather than some dude. So you know what? Good choice. I like that. And that is kind of the end of our episode because we're finally here.
Her voice is funny when she's introduced. Like I said, this is my first time watching it in Japanese, and at first she kind of has the equivalent of an English a California Valley Girl way of talking. She's like, Gohan-chan, who's that? What's going on?
Yeah.
Who are these people? It evolves throughout the next episode to a more regal kind of way of talking. But yeah, from the beginning, it's just it feels like it's a ditzy girl.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah. Taking a look here to see who the voice performance for that character was, and it is Keiko Yokozawa, which is a name that I don't super recognize, but I wonder if I have ever heard her do other things in the past. And taking a look here over at Behind the Voice Actors, oh boy, so we've got she is Roll Casket from the Mega Man Legends series. Let's see. We've got some Patlabor, the new files, Takio Kumagami. Ken, do you know who that is? Weren't you watching Patlabor?
Yeah, but I have, it's Pat Labor, actually, but I have no idea.
All right.
Got him.
Because the robots
Nerd.
are called labors. That's just fun fact of the day. It looks like Pat Labor, but it's actually Pat Labor.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll take your word for it. Looks like she also voiced Linus in some Snoopy cartoons. So that's very fun.
All according to Kaku.
Otherwise, not really a lot of things, and mostly in the 80s and the 90s. And then nothing until suddenly Super Robot Wars in the late 2010s, which is a video game crossover thing with a whole bunch of like mecha anime. So like,
Cool.
yeah. All right, cool. But otherwise, that's her whole jam. So this final episode 153, Mount Frypan burns, an instant do or die journey. So
You got Sato, Nakatsuru. Hey, how do you go wrong with this one?
Maeda.
Well, Maeda is I don't know if they did any animation work on this, but they were the animation supervisor.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Looking at this, not listed as key animation, but animation supervisor, of course.
Truthfully, in my head, I always get Maeda and Sato mixed up, and it's not until like I see Sato draw something and then their clothes look like extra wrinkly, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's Sato.
Yeah. All that extra detail. Good times. So anyway, we've got this whole thing of, all right, so how are we going to do this? We've got all of our players here, and how are we going to handle this? There's the whole thing of like, well, we just got to put the fire out and then everything stops. And Anin explains that like, well, you can't just put it out a little bit because it's going to take 2,000 more years to reignite the fire. And in the meantime, Earth is just going to go to, we're not going to have this
will consume
steam
the world.
to take people
Yes,
to
we didn't explain
the
that.
next
The
world.
steam is what, or maybe you did, that where the souls go into the
They
afterlife
explain
or
it in
whatever.
this one. Yeah.
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 So basically, yeah, if they put this out, then the souls won't have anywhere to go. Then they'll just wander around the earth. The earth will become like hell in itself that way because the spirits will just hang out there instead.
And Chi-Chi's like, but my dad, though. Can we put it out?
What's great here is that Anin, still being in her like silly phase, tries to give Goku some of her spaghetti, and he just like slaps the fork
That's
out
what
of
I'm talking
her
about.
hand.
That's the slap.
Okay, yeah. Well, you're doing a forward slap to me, but I don't know, maybe slaps a slap, but he doesn't slap her. He slaps the fork out of her hand.
Yeah.
And then Gohan's intervening and like apologizing for Goku. He's like he's being rude, and Goku's like, "There's no reason to apologize." Like he is so mad about this whole thing.
He's over this.
And then Anin just like chucks the spaghetti at Goku and he dodges it.
Yeah, pretty cool. Ox King is like every second counts. Even though they don't act like it for the past 30 days, however long this journey's been, every second counts.
Then Anin's like, all right, you want to put this fire out so bad? Go turn that handle. And so Goku's like, okay. And he goes over there and Gohan tries to stop him and Goku just like knocks his grandfather back.
Yeah.
Like this Goku is like on the verge of going Super Saiyan on his own. He's so pissed off.
Out of frustration.
The rage of the Saiyans is about to burn through.
I'm going to be rageful for a real quick second. Anin says that it would take 2,000 years for the fire to reignite and put all this through. For whatever reason, Funimation decides to get her whole thing is like, if you did this, it would take 200 years. I'm like, why did you shorten it? What? It's the
Why
same amount of
change
syllables. You don't even have to match lip flaps. There's not even a face on the screen right now. Infuriating.
It's just better mouthfeel, Randy. That's why they changed it. Also,
the
8,000 to
flow.
9,000.
Okay. Get stuffed, Chris Sabat.
Well, Chris Sabat wasn't involved at that point. I don't think so.
Not
I
yet.
believe he was. Everything is his fault.
He had his crummy fingers all over that script.
So Anin attacks Goku. She swings him around with like her hat antennae. The steam.
Oh, that's after, because first she's got the spear thing.
The
'cause
spear, yeah.
Oh, okay.
the antenna is when she grows big.
She's not tall yet, yeah.
Yeah, so she's attacking him, and then, but she can't catch him with her spear, and then Goku like jumps in and like jabs her in the stomach, and it's like Goku's attack lady.
Just like the punching machine in the Budokai Tenkaichi Budokai back in during the Buu arc.
It was
The
just a
machine.
more violent pat because he wasn't sure if he's a woman or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, she can't catch Goku. Goku calls her old, and that makes Anin really mad. So then
course.
they're like, you shouldn't have said that. And then Onion grows huge. Then there's more fighting and some great fighting music here that I don't think has ever been collected and like released officially.
Really?
Yeah, because it sounded brand new to me, and I have listened to those Kikuchi Daizenshuu albums many, 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 many times, and it's not in there. So Goku pulls the Basho Sen out and uses it on Onion, and then Onion's like, you should have said all along you had this thing.
There is a way to...
There is a way to do it. You know, you need to go in here, you need to cover the space, but it's going to be hard because you need this eggshell from a fire-eating bird, and you also need this honey from these octagon bees. And they're like, well, we already got that.
This is the part I loved.
Yeah, and this is the part that, as I think back more about it, is what takes me from like into love, where it is this whole thing of this messed up divination that what we thought was a messed up divination from Baba in the beginning, actually leading Goku and Chi-Chi on, yes, this roundabout path, but it was a roundabout path that let them collect these two things they absolutely needed that we were like, well, we don't know if they're actually going to use this. This eggshell might just be something cool in a romantic moment. And then we had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea about the honey. Again, Daima damaged. That's trademark. And patent pending. And, you know, so they have to use these two things, put the eggshell in its place and use the honey to seal it in. But so Goku is going to have to, they use the Basho Sen and then Goku's going to have to dive in. Gyumo's finally accepting of his death, and while Onion picks the furnace up. I would have liked this moment more if it was Chi-Chi who used the Basho Sen while Goku then dove in, just so that she could be a more active part of this solution.
Yes.
And we know that using the Basho Sen is already something she's capable of, so I don't know why this had to solely be Goku. That is really my only issue with this episode, is that it wasn't Chi-Chi who used the Basho Sen with Goku.
Yeah, it would have been an easy thing to just to nail, but they didn't. That is a shame.
Right. And it, to my brain, is like the Basho Sen is part of her's whole thing, because just from Super DBZ, the PS2 and arcade game, where like that's her weapon. So I'm like, she should be using this more often. So yeah,
I associate it with her because of that too.
Yep.
I really like the whole like, oh, we already have those. It really reminded me of like in video games where you do all these side quests before you can do the main plot. So you get to the main plot finally, and you're like, I need 10 of these and 7 of these. I'm like, I already got them. You already have them. Like that's a great.
The Kakarot gameplay writes itself.
Yes, absolutely it does. The diving in and covering this whole thing by putting down the eggshell and using the honey to seal it. I was like, how long ago between this and something else in Z, filler material specifically? It is a 13-month span from the airing of this episode to the episode where Goku is on his way to Namek and is going to go into a sun. And so now he's got to go out with some tiles and some special glue and go out there and seal the hole so he can get back on track. Because I'm like, you guys do this again real soon after.
He learned carpentry from this filler episode, and so he's going to do it in the Namek arc. Yeah.
This next thing I'm going to mention is just Senpai coverage. When they show the castle again from the outside, there's a guy with a shirt that says JOIA, and I have no idea what that means. JOTW would have been better, to be honest. But if anyone knows what JOIA is, write in the comments below, unless that ends up being a Senpai question. I don't know.
Nothing. These near the end of this this episode, every time they come back to Ox King, it is like heart wrenching. Like his positions are just like he's dying. I'm like, oh my god, this guy is dead. Like he's like laying with the dress in his hands and just like up against the wall, just dead. It's like, oh my god.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't kill Kami to take out Piccolo, because then we get to go get the Dragon Balls and bring them back. You know?
Yeah.
Goku goes through with this. The fire is starting to subside, and he's got to get out of there. And he yells, say it with me, gang, Buku Jutsu!
He yells it.
Like he's casting a spell.
Yeah. It's still early days for him. right? He might need that still to say it loud.
It's early days for him. And then, I kind of jumped on this when we were doing GT about Steve Simmons just leaving Bukujutsu alone. But in this moment where Goku yells it, it's like, well, what else really could they have done with these subtitles?
Lighter than air technique.
Sky dancing. I don't know what could they have done. Just leave it Bukujutsu, I guess. Steve,
up and away.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You hear that, Steve? We're going to send a link to you straight to this, time-stamped and everything.
So Goku extends Nyoibo to get out, which for our power scalers means that Nyoibo is faster than Goku can fly.
Currently.
Currently. But
I buy that currently. Makes you think.
It's faster.
Yeah. Anin apologizes and, Gohan says, this was your first ordeal as husband and wife. And Goku says, okay, you live happily together with Anin.
You tapping that, Gramps, or what's going on? Is what Goku says.
This is my new grandma?
What should I bring to Thanksgiving? A thing that they celebrate in Japan.
But I really liked how Goku used the Noibo to get out of there, just because it just felt like wrapping up Dragon Ball. So like, don't forget you have this iconic thing that you've had since the very beginning, and you used it to save. It's like using the Gegidama at the end of Z against Buu, like this move that really hasn't been successful at all. You're using it now, and it is successful, and it does help.
This iconic thing that you have that you're not supposed to have.
Not supposed to have.
Not supposed to have. Because in all modern treatments of Dragon Ball, it is treated as though they have to go out of their way to go get it. Like in Super, Dende has to retract it up into the temple. And then in Daima, of course, it's Karin gets rid of it and gives it back to Roshi. So Goku is not, any treatment of this, Goku is not supposed to have Nyoibo anymore.
No.
Well, he has it here.
When you said that, I thought you meant this is a tool of the gods, and Goku was never supposed to have it in episode 1.
Yeah.
So now the fires are all going out, and hopefully Gyumao is going to live. There's this part where Baba is going up on the ball to go meet him and is calling for him. Zero animation to this mouth. Really? And it's not far away. It's most of the screen. And I'm like, we didn't draw this. Why didn't we not animate this, guys? Come on.
I'm so used to that watching Record of Lodoss War, because they just have these mouth flaps be moving. And it's I'm like, did something desync in my video and audio? And it's oh no, that's just how they were doing it.
Yep. They couldn't take the time. It was whatever. We got other stuff to do.
Cutting it close.
Yeah. Quickly, Goku and Chi-Chi make it back to Fry Pan Mountain.
It's been about 2 years, I want to say. They don't say it, but it's been 2 years.
Gohan is actually a lot younger than he says at the beginning of the Saiyan arc.
Yeah.
And so now it's just in time for wedding time, right? This is where we're reaching now at this point.
And isn't it great that the people attending this wedding are literally none of Goku's friends?
Yeah.
Right. It kind of makes sense.
You've got
I had no...
No, his friends should be there. Baba is at this guy's wedding.
Goku wouldn't think to invite friends. He doesn't know what a wedding is. Chi-Chi does, so they just kind of do it. Shotgun wedding right there with the village right there. I buy that.
Right. We had started this whole thing with Chi-Chi and Goku being like, we're not really going to do this thing, and then bringing out the dress, and it's like, no, we got to do something. It's like, oh, okay, now I have to wear this. So
yeah, I'm just I can't that day. I have an audition for a baseball game.
How long are these people
on audition for a baseball game? You guys can tell I don't do sports.
How long are these people on their goddamn plane back from the tournament?
True.
Well, we do know they're back, because Roshi yells at the turtle.
Oh, yeah. I
at
was
the end of that
drunk when I
episode?
wrote that. Yeah. That's fair. All right. Well, anyway, yeah, we have their marriage thing. It's a very short little thing. We get to see them in the dress and a tuxedo. I don't know why we didn't get 5 episodes of Goku having to go find a very special tuxedo and go on another journey. But whatever.
Oh, God.
I'll give you the Doug Otaro interpretation, is that Gyumao forced one of these villagers, because he's such a bad king. He forced one of these villagers to give Goku this suit.
Yeah, it's a hand-me-down.
There we go.
The villagers hate him.
Baba looks into her little crystal ball to look into the future, and she's like, "Oh!" And she did a little Poggers face about what's going to happen for Goku in the future.
Majin Vegeta destroys the half of the tournament stage.
Yeah.
A second plane. It's a tower later. What did Baba know?
I'll never tell. Why? Tell someone.
Joji Yanami interrupts to tell us that the story will continue in 5 years, or the next story will take place in the next 5 years. And Baba winks.
What,
Right?
Randy?
Another thing, English dub, they don't bother mentioning how long the time skip is going to be. They're just like, what awaits Goku and Chi-Chi in the future? Only time will tell. You'll have to tune into Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, oh, you guys, you just had to mention it.
Yeah.
I wonder how accurate the subtitles translation is, like, because if it's exactly like that, I would wonder if people got confused and like, we're not gonna get Dragon Ball Z until 5 real life years. No. You know what I mean?
No, because then 30 seconds later, after you've watched Romantiku Agario, it says, tune in next week for the next episode.
I'd be scared. Those 30 seconds, I'd be scared.
I'm fumbling it, Doug, but I believe it says the next story will take place 5 years from now. Not we'll get it in 5 years. So now in the next episode preview, and this is not just for Zenpai trivia, I'm saying this is for Trivia Nights Anywhere. When people will ask you what is the first appearance of Raditz and or Son Gohan, you can tell them it is episode 153 of Dragon Ball, because they are both in the next episode preview of this episode.
Actually, next episode previews don't actually count as the first appearance. Counts as whatever.
Yeah.
I got all those comments on my Weekly Shonen Jump thing that I was talking about on the shorts.
No, they can. Whatever.
Sick of it.
On them. Yeah.
And I will say, the next story takes place a full 5 years from now, is what it says, Doug.
Yeah. So we're good.
In the subtitles says?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's it for Dragon Ball.
Wow.
We did it. Even though we just watched 5 episodes, but we did it.
There is more disconnected filler stuff from this show that I would like to take a look at, but this is truly the only arc that Dragon Ball has that is filler. There are, of course, those like Heavenly Training arc and whatever, where it's just a bunch of like random stuff happens.
The Ginkaku Kinkaku thing, that's like 2 episodes.
Yeah. But, and then the only other one that we haven't covered yet is the Ano Yoichi tournament from Dragon Ball Z, which we will get to at some point.
Oh, God.
I think that one's also like only 5 episodes or something.
Probably only, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. It's a short one, so we can look forward to that.
Think about this as the ending for Dragon Ball. That's quite an ending.
I like that it's kind of going back and revisiting characters and things from the past. I like that it is tying in Journey to the West again one last time. I like Goku and Chi-Chi being able to go out on a adventure together. I dislike that Chi-Chi is not as active and everything. Like, she's not really helping to fight or anything with the samurai spirit things.
She's like the Tails of the Sonic playthrough.
Very much so. Like, this is our time to really let her shine before knowing, well, she's just going to be a tiger mom now.
So Goku notices that, and I don't know how he knows this is just a sage Goku, is that all of the stuff they're seeing represents their fears. So maybe, like, why would Goku be fearful of a samurai? So maybe those were Chi-Chi's fears, and that's why she wasn't facing them, and why Goku could take them out. Anyways, thanks, Toyotaro.
Thanks, Toyotaro.
Is he listening the whole time?
Yeah. Whenever there's a plot hole to smooth out, we just call Toyotaro. Yeah, what's up?
He's got our backs. That's so cool of him. Good job, man. Doug, what did you think?
As a whole story, meh. But I do like you said, it is a Chi-Chi and Goku story. It's an appropriate. I can see how they landed on, like, let's do a story about them as we wrap this up. They let at the very last panel close to, it's just them two riding on Kinto and riding away, and then we cut to the next chapter. But with this, it is a nice little buffer to see, like, I'm sure people are curious too, like, what was the wedding like, or like what is their relationship like? So it is a nice little way to do that. Do we get the wedding, at least them holding each other's arms, like in a title page or something later on, or I feel like it's an official. That's from an official source.
Is it not from
Toriyama
like the last page before Raditz, where it's like showing Shenlong and all the things? Then yeah, I don't know. And then
maybe actually,
unless it was a title page.
Yeah, maybe like in a collage.
Yeah,
Randy's checking right now. He's
like
checking
maybe
the sacred text.
A title page like after Goku dies or something. But I mean, that's the only thing I could think.
Oh, here we go. We had, oh my God.
He's got
it. Here we go.
He's pulling
Chapter 171.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not the actual end. We've still got more stuff to go, but it's just called Goku Gets Married, which is after Chi-Chi is like, you promised me, and things like that.
And it's a different tux and everything, too. It's like a black tux. Yeah,
he's wearing a black tux. Messed up, guys.
Well, I'll poke around, and if I happen to find it later, it'll be here on the screen. And if there's nothing here on the screen, then I didn't find anything.
Cool.
I think I would have preferred the way the manga ended / the end of the 23rd Budokai versus this, but it's fun. It's a nice little extra thing.
This is skippable. You would be a damn fool to not watch it at least once. It is. Yeah. It is essential viewing. I don't think that you need to include it every time for every rewatch, but if you have never seen these 5 episodes and you just said, you know what, I love We Got a Podcast, I didn't do the homework, I didn't write in on bluesky.app, but I'm gonna listen to these guys talk about it. Well, it's time to nut up and go off and listen, watch these 5 episodes, okay? Because you're doing yourself a disservice.
Nut up.
And with that, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back to hear what you guys had to say about these episodes. So sit tight. Alrighty, and we are back here with more We Got a Podcast, but rather than listening to us jibber-jabber on about these episodes, instead, how about you guys? Ken always manning the blue sky, putting out the call. Ken asked, what did you guys have to say about these last 3 episodes? And first up, we had Lady Zeon. Ken, would you mind reading this for us?
Lady Zeon writes in, as they frequently do, I adore this filler arc. It's a wonderful capstone to the series, ending with the kind of Journey to the West-inspired adventure it all started with. A last hurrah for its fantasy origins before leaning hard into more science fiction-focused story arcs. It's nice to get one last go-around with the Pilaf gang. I love the time spent with Goku and Chi-Chi, and Goku getting another chance to see his grandfather. Similar to GT, if you look too close, you can see all the cracks in the story, the fetch quest structure, the padding, the contrived ending of the items they collected being exactly what they needed. But everything surrounding that is so fun and charming that it easily overcomes those flaws. It's a tragically slept-on bit of filler that more people should watch.
Agreed that more people should watch it. We don't go crazy looking at, metrics and being like, oh, we got to optimize to make sure that this show is super mega popular and making us tons of money.
Randy, speak for yourself.
But our previous episode where we talked about the worst performing one in a dog's age. So people
really?
Nut up and watch these episodes and then listen to us. But, most importantly, watch them, because I feel like you're not going to listen to the episode if you haven't experienced them. The ones who reached
this point of this episode are the ones that nutted up. We'll probably listen to both.
If you nutted up, tell your friends to nut up and then listen to We Got a Podcast.
Tell your moms to nut up.
I liked the fetch quest structure just because of the whole thing of, like Ken had brought up, we have this one divination and we're like, oh, it's just leading us on wild goose chases. No, each step has been important for a reason.
It makes sense.
It does make sense, and I like it. But overall, Lady Zeon, glad to hear that you also like it. Jacob Sawyer says, it was nice to see another interaction with Gohan and see what kind of things he might be up to in the afterlife. He's tapping that. Overall, I thought it was a fun time and a nice send-off before Z. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Then we have here Matches Peaches. Ken, would you mind?
I just wanted to say that Goku and Chi-Chi working together to get through the filler demon realm is so fun. I just love their relationship and wish Chi-Chi remained a martial artist within the cast, at least in a more prominent way. Also, you boys are looking handsome today. I'm psychic.
Whoa. Oh, how did he know?
Whoa.
Guys, it's because we're handsome all the time.
Yeah. VPN activate.
also just reminded me, so this is when they go to the Mountain of Five Elements, that they say it's the next world, and things like that in the Japanese. In the English, Baba decides to call it the Dark World. Like, okay, it's a separate place than where they go to. Okay.
Only the bad spirits go there.
You know, I have this memory of the Dragon Ball dub being pretty good. And I think that's not right based on what I'm hearing. And I was only thinking that because they kept the Kikuchi music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where my misremembering is too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because it was a total throw. Like, I can't even put the words together. I was like, I thought you're supposed to be better than this, but no.
But you know,
My stomach doesn't know what it wants, but my heart does. Whatever the freaking line is.
You know, about Chi-Chi still getting to be a martial artist. You know, it's clear to me, like I said last episode, we didn't get to see Chi-Chi's mom's face because the animation team didn't know if that was ever going to be important or not. Maybe they thought relevant. Chi-Chi was going to be more important. And so maybe, you know, they didn't want to push what she could or could not do. You know, we do get to see Chi-Chi continue to be martial arts in some of the earlier movies. And then again, in the Garlic Jr. arc, we get to see her kind of pull that off. And then also then later finding out she was the one who trained Goten early on as well. So it's not like it's totally forgotten. We do get a little bit of it here. But I see what you're saying. You know, like, yeah, would have been nice to see her like be on that island when Raditz is there and her try to like on Raditz and is like, no, it's not working. But then she would have been knocked through Kame House.
The way misogyny was during the time, they might have used her too much as like a damsel in distress too much. So Toriyama was like, nah, let's just not do that at all. You know what I mean?
And also I'm writing lunch out as well.
Yeah.
It just would have been nice if they could have had Goku and Chi-Chi back to back fighting some a bit, because fighting is such a big part of Goku's personality that it would have been neat to see them both do something together.
Especially to save their son, right? If that's with Raditz and everything, yeah.
Sure, I was talking about this, but, you know, of course, in the actual manga, it would have been nice to see, but this is your chance using some filler stuff, because it's not like she's going to pull off a transformation in these 5 episodes. She can punch and kick, and that'd be like, oh, that's not canon. She doesn't know how to do a roundhouse kick. That's ridiculous. So then we have here Gabe, who says, to bring back Grandpa Gohan, even in a filler arc, is such a good thematic bookend to pre-Z Dragon Ball. Justice for Grandpa Gohan. All my homies love Grandpa Gohan. They should resurrected him to be in the Tournament of Power.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, if Roshi is there, you have the guy who trained directly under him.
Also, like, Grandpa Gohan didn't seem to have any, like, flinching, like, worry for his buddy, Ox King, who he trained with, right, with Roshi, right? There's like nothing like, he's gone.
I mean, the worst thing that would happen is that Gyumao just comes and hangs out with him at this furnace.
Right. He is, you know, a wise, mature man and realizes that one life is not worth it to damn the entire world for 2,000 years. So he's like, yeah, man, that's the job. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Noah, a.k.a., of course, Jello Shots.
Jello Shots.
I'll be honest, I don't like bringing back Grandpa Gohan. Goku seeing him again at Baba's was one of the biggest moments of his life, and it feels cheapened by bringing him back. However, getting to see Goku and Chi-Chi's wedding is wonderful, and because of that, I will always love this arc. A dissenting opinion.
And completely valid. You know what? I think I'm coming around. I think I like that.
Yeah, it does a little bit. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, it's... For that moment, for that version of Goku, that's a beautiful moment where he's reunited with Gohan. But this is almost from the flip. It is now Gohan getting to reunite with his grandson, who has now become a man, and getting to, like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's almost from Goku's POV in the Baba arc, and here it is more almost of Gohan's POV.
Right. Who surprises who with the entrance, you know? This time it's Goku. Like, who are you? You're Goku? And you're gonna... Never mind. You're gonna marry this woman?
I'll take this last one here from Weeba, who says, it's been really tough trying to sort out how I feel about these final episodes. While I can't say that I overall enjoyed the fetch quest element of this arc, there's still many things overall that I did like. Goku using strategy over pure strength to best the apparitions was certainly appreciated. Plus, seeing just what Goku is willing to do to save Gyuma was nice. Him slapping away that bowl of noodles may have been the most shocking scene in all of Dragon Ball. It is funny seeing just how much Journey to the West actually is put into the arc. Really brings the series together full circle. Plus, seeing Grandpa Gohan again, you'll never see me complain about. It's nice that he gets to see Goku as an adult and married, though it really is a shame that the wedding is only in the last minute of the episode. Not even seeing heads or tails of Kuririn, Bulma, Yamcha, or Roshi is crazy.
Remember
man.
when Kuririn is envisioning his own wedding and even Vegeta is there?
Yeah. Look, Goku is such a strange alien person, literally and figuratively. So, like, you know, they just have different perspectives on how they want their weddings to go. Kuririn, my friends are really matter, and Goku is just like, well, she's there, and there's presumably food, probably a cake, which sounds great. I like that. And you know what else is great is trivia here from Zenpai Trivia Deity.
Hey, and can we say
known throughout the land?
Congratulations to Zenpai. Just got married. I didn't know deities were allowed to do that.
Oh my gosh! Congratulations, Zenpai! Yeah,
you finished your wedding dress arc.
Again, Zenpai. Remember, I said it first, so you know who's truly the most.
You can't keep getting away with it.
I was better because he messaged me to give me the trivia, and I congratulated him there. So, Who's faster on the draw? Anyway, we'll just say that it is a draw. We've got 3 questions here. Question number 2. Now, Zenpai did tell me this was not my best work because obviously he's busy with some stuff. So
they're thick and thin, Zenpai. Come on.
Wait, we're starting with question 2?
No, I was reading through them quick before we did this because he said it was not his best work. I'm like, question 2 is a no-go.
Oh, you got to tell us what it is. You got to tell us what it is.
I will. Question number 1. What is episode 151 notable for in terms of this being something that is...
Uchiyama's last Dragon Ball?
There's that. That is a good answer, and I would accept it. But it is the last episode in classic Dragon Ball to feature the Pilaf gang in their original forms. By the time they don't show up until GT, so they're all extremely old. So last time you see them this way. And also in Super, they are not this way either. So
yeah,
it really is the last time you see them like this.
And that is the end of Eva.
Question 2 was, what is episode 152 notable for? And the answer is having the last appearance of Grandpa Gohan, which is not true because episode 153, he's there. So it's the first time you see him again step out of shadows. Like is revealed.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then question 3, of course, what is episode 153 notable for? And I will say that this one is like, there is something in this episode that is in no other part of the franchise of Dragon Ball. So this is the only time you're going to see something like this.
The Noibo being used to extend.
Goku hitting a woman.
He does like flip over Princess Snake. So like there is some sort of...
we're talking direct violence.
That was a dance.
Direct contact violence.
He is directly contacting her to the floor. So... There is that. There is an event in this episode, and it's the only time this happens in the entire franchise.
A wedding?
Yes. The one wedding scene in the entire franchise. The only other time it gets close is we see a picture of Gohan and Vidal's wedding. But you never see an actual, like,
but
here we are in our...
Kuririn's vision of a wedding.
That's not real.
It's not a real event.
Well, dreams aren't real.
Even in the canon. I'm still stuck on is this the last time the Noibo is used to extend in the story proper? Besides,
I didn't say it's the last time something happens. I said it's notable for.
Right.
Oh, you said that's right. What is episode 53 notable for? I said it's the last time, or no, I said it's the only time something happens. And he's extended this thing.
No, I know.
Way more.
Besides all that, now I'm like thinking in my head, like, is this the last time the Noibos? Whatever.
No, because Gohan uses it, or is it Goku who uses it in movie 2 to trip up Dr. Weedo?
Besides movies, but yeah.
But that doesn't count. That's not real.
This is also filler. I don't know why
that means
we are making distinctions just to make Doug win. Okay.
There you go.
Well, That's that.
That's my price.
So thanks for listening. We love interacting with you and keeping you in the conversation, talking about our favorite franchise in the world. You can post at us on Blue Sky over at wegotapodcast.com. Otherwise, you can email us at show@wegotapodcast.com.
Thank you to Rifti Beach for letting us use this track, Kakarot theme hip hop trap remix. You can find that track by Rifti and many other songs by him on his SoundCloud. Ken, where can the people find you?
That's a great save, Doug. You can find me at detectivex.bsky.social. Randy?
And Randy?
You can find me over at Saberbreaker at wegotapodcast.com on bsky.app or, just the Blue Sky app. Doug, what about you?
Drbaz Doug.
All right. So we are done with Dragon Ball for now. I mean, at some point we'll revisit the series. Randy's relieved. It's not like we watched all of it. This isn't a GT situation. Right. So we're done for now. We did these 5 episodes. I thought it was great, and I convinced myself into loving it even more, perhaps. And hopefully, we kind of argued around the fetch quest thing for some of you guys. But next time we will be playing, and possibly. No, I'll be kind. I'm sure I'll have a good time. It's not going to be Knives Out. I can already tell you, as long as I can do my little cheats, I'm going to have a great time. Or I'll somehow force myself into becoming good at the game at a playable level, which I am not currently at. So
training mode exists.
So we will be reviewing this new DLC pack that's coming out. So if you want to, write in for the next episode, well, you'll need to play it. Or if you, have seen someone play it and you just have some thoughts about it, we'll figure out how we're going to word that call to action for that one. But, speaking of calls to action, we don't tell you enough or ask you enough to tell your friends about this show, right? Like Randy and I were having a discussion about have we really hit the limit on the scope of this show and how many people are willing to listen to us pronounce it Saiyan. And of course, Doug's keeping the Saiyan flame alive, but 2/3 of us aren't. And if you think that your friends have it in their hearts to get past us pronouncing it Pawn or pronouncing it Saiyan or not saying Goku, but instead Goku, then tell your friends about We Got a Podcast. Check us out. We have a huge back catalog of episodes of companion reviews, different topics that we've done. But you know what? I think no matter what, someone who likes Dragon Ball will find something to like here. We Got a Podcast. So make sure to tell your friends. And that's about it. I'm going to get off this begging box that I'm on. It's not even a soapbox. It's just a beggar's box. So please tell your friends. And we will catch you, Matinator.
Bye.
See ya.